set. Racing. All on Red began brilliantly out wide on the track, and going with it is Texan Dream on the outside. One Last Resort is just off them, getting caught a shade wide though, and Super Smash went through nicely, and it's one off the fence, and then Bivy Chick. It's down on the inside early on. Wider out is Luz Del Sol, and dropping back is Tiger Land, and last of all is Cute as Can Be, or going through in the centre now, as dropping back was Tiger Land. So All on Red has got the lead by a half. On the outside is Texan Dream, who's trying to stick with it. The leader is going okay at the moment. Gee, One Last Resort got caught 4 wide there. Getting up on the inside is Bivy Chick, and just off them Super Smash, looking to angle out 3 wide, and does that now. Wider out was Luz Del Sol, getting badly held up. Cute as Can Be. All on Red though, skipped away inside the 200, raced about 3 or 4 in front and looks unbeatable. On the outside, One Last Resort running a terrific race. Cute as Can Be flashing out when it gets clear running late, but it's a brilliant win to All on Red. All on Red has won very easily with a 3-way go for second, third and fourth. Getting up on the inside, London Rose might have snatched it on the line. Wide out was One Last Resort, might have run third on the outside, and Cute as Can Be close up in the centre. They were followed by Luz Del Sol, and back in behind them, back nearer the inside, was Bivy Chick. Ahead of it was Super Smash. And it was one of the last ones home, weakening out of it Texan Dream after a hard run outside the leader. Well, it's often the question, can they back up and win their second start going up in weight after a scorching first up win? Well, All on Red has just answered the question, beautifully named out of a mare called Poker Face by Doutland and Tiana Noski trains, and it's absolutely waltzed home. London Rose has got second, number 8. Third is 5, One Last Resort, and fourth home is number 6, Cute as Can Be, which looked a touch unlucky not to run a place. Was getting badly held up on the corner. Victoria Corvey, you could see, was high up, tried to find an angle. Eventually, she got back nearer the inside. She tried to get out wider. It wasn't quite operating, and then has come back inside of One Last Resort up the straight in a checkered run, and London Rose has run very well indeed, getting up on the inside, coming out of a nice trial for Mike Santich and Amy Jo Hayes. 2.5 by half ahead, 59.61, 34.86, 34.86. We'll head downstairs to the boys and have some interviews now with some of the connections, the winning connections of this brilliant colt, All on Red.
Thanks, Rich. A really nice win from the 2-year-old colt in All on Red. And I'm now with Tiana Noski after he makes it back-to-back wins to start his career. Tiana, congratulations on the win once again. His professionalism really came to the fore.
Yeah, that was super. He obviously had a wide gate. He's forward enough. He just jumped out, kicked across and made his own luck.
What were your discussions like with Luke pre-race? Obviously, these 2-year-old races are generally littered with early speed. Were you concerned at all about that gate?
No, not particularly. Just said to him, you know, keep him happy, keep him balanced. Whatever happens, once the barrier's open, we can give him all the instructions in the world and it's out the door. So we don't give too many. He rode him perfectly. He read the race and got the result.
How has he been over the last couple of weeks, this colt?
Yeah, he's just pulled up. He took absolutely no harm. I haven't seen a horse pull up as good as what he did from that first up run. So he's come through it unscathed and it's shown today.
With that in mind, do you give him one more and continue to chase these Westpeed bonuses? I know he's not a platinum horse, but could he make it 3 runs in his very first campaign to the races?
We won't make any decisions race day, so we'll see how he is tomorrow.
A number of runners still to saddle up here today. Who's the best of the remaining 3 from the Tiana Noski stable?
They're all sneaky chances. Cessation was huge first up, but I think you'd have to be pretty good to beat the favourites. So I think they all run really good races, so looking forward to the day.
Stable's going really well, well done.
Thank you.
There's Tiana Noski after the win of All on Red. The favourite gets the job done in the opener, Scotty, but as we were discussing late in the piece before we headed upstairs to Richie Bell, it was quite an alarming drift about All on Red late in betting, but in the end it didn't matter because the market certainly didn't have that one right.
No, exactly, Locke. I'm not quite sure why the drift either. Got out to 265 on the fixed, and there was money around for Texan Dream, who he pretty comfortably held the other day, and then there was lots and lots of money for Neville Parnham's filly on debut there, Super Smash. We were talking about her being $6 into $4 when we threw up to Richie Bell. Well, the end on the WOP was $3.40, so that money really came hard in the last couple of minutes of betting. But in the end, plain and simple, this race was pretty much over as soon as he crossed.
Exactly right. Always when we analyse these two-year-old races beforehand, we always talk about the two-year-olds that can muster early speed, but certainly an underrated attribute of these two-year-olds when they just have pure and utter gate speed. And when he jumped a length or maybe even 2 lengths in front as soon as the machines open, it made it a much easier ride for Luke Campbell to cross to the rail. And from there, he was the most professional horse in this field. With the visors going on, you could see the rest of his rivals were off the bit and chasing from a long way out, and Luke Campbell had that race sewn up from a very long way out.
2 from 2, both 2-year-old races taken out by the same combination. All on red, Tiana Noski and Lukey Campbell, who was very, very happy with this horse and was a massive wrap for him even before he went to the races. I talked about it last start, but when Tessa Daly did that piece for the Races WA for the socials and went around at track work asking people who their most exciting horse was for the carnival, well, we'll get to see 2 of them today. Neville Parnham said September Born, and Lukey Campbell said All on Red. So he's a nice judge of these young horses, and in the end, it was very simple. 1, 8, 5 and 6. Luke Campbell joins us now. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, he's probably improved a little bit off his first up run as well, just maturity-wise. Geez, he got out good today and just put himself there. There was a few sort of inside him that I could see wanted to poke a bit, but I was like, nah, I'm getting there first. So when he got there, he relaxed well. I think I had Chris to the outside of me. He left me alone, which is nice. I thought I got a good lead today. I was mindful that he was giving 4 kilos away today to some of those horses, especially Neville's, which I thought was one of the main chances in the race. And obviously a bit of a headwind today, so he's done a good job.
Little ripper, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I've had an opinion of him sort of from the get-go when I got on him for the first time. Jared and Tiana do a fabulous job with them. Jared's obviously a really good rider and as a jockey and that, and he's a terrific horseman. So he's done a good job with this horse, and I've put a bit of work in, and now I'm going to Lark Hill on Fridays doing a bit of track work for Tiana and Jared as well. So good to see the hard work paying off.
A few handy rides for you today.
Definitely a really good book. Best of the rest, probably Cessation. Thought a run the other day was really good. If we can bounce out, I think we'll get a good run in transit.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
There's Lukey Campbell. Great to see him in the winner's circle on a Saturday here at Ascot. All on red makes it back-to-back wins for the Tiana Noski team in taking out race 1 at Ascot.